All right, hello, my wonderful students. This is the last part of the Foldable 2. This one we're actually going to perform the composition of functions. So let's see here with composition. First of all, we have our let g of x equal 6x and our h of x equal x squared plus 3. So we're going to find the g of h of 0. So this is a 0. So make a little line through it so you know it's a 0. So the g of h of 0. So first of all, the composition of function g with function h is written as g of h. So that's what we have here. So this is the composition of two functions. It's written as g of h. Okay? And is defined as, and that's what we have there, g of h of x, because this is of 0, but we're just showing the definition of x, is equal to, and this is how it would actually normally look like. It's the g of h of x. So the g of h of x. So basically what's going to happen is that whenever we do this, we're going to evaluate h first, because h is inside. It's the g of h. So the h is inside first, so we're going to evaluate the h first. So let's go ahead and write that down. Evaluate the h of x first. All right, so if we do that, we're going to have our g of h of x, which is our equal to the g of our h of x, which is x squared plus 3. All we're doing is we're substituting the h of x for what it actually is up here. So we plug this h of h in here, x squared plus 3. But we're actually going to be looking for the g of h of 0. So we're going to change this x to 0. So we have our g of h of x, of 0 here. This is substitution we're making. So basically, anytime we have a 0 or an x over here, we're going to replace it with a 0. So we have our g of 0 plus 3. And then we can see that this actually becomes g of 3. So we already simplified our h of x by our h of 0 by plugging in 0 here and saying that this goes to 0 plus 3 would just be 3. Okay, now we're actually going to also, we did that here, we substituted 0 and 0 for, not and, x. And then we simplified. Okay? So now, use h of x that we found as the input. Input. Is it input or input? Input. Input. I don't know. Whatever. You guys know. Smarter than me in English. For our g of x. Alright, so we have our g of x is equal to, if you guys remember, it's 6x. But when we solved our h of x here, we got it was g of 3, so we're going to substitute our g of 3. Substitute the x for the 3. So every time we have an x here, we're just going to substitute a 3 in. So we have 6, and then our x becomes a 3. So we did that because we substituted. H of 0 equals 3 for x. Okay? All right, so this ends up being 6 times 3, which is 18. Therefore, go ahead and go into conclusion now. Comma, g of h of 0, which is the same as g of h of 0, is equal to 18.